Hey, what is up everyone? I'm phyzzysoda and today I am on the PTR. I'm going to be trying out Lucio in the try mode. So first off, we're going to go over some talents, see what he has to offer, and then mess around with his abilities and kind of see what's going on. So overall, he looks really fun to play, and I'm just going to dive right into his abilities first, and then we'll go into talents. So he has Sound Wave, which is going to be a pushback in the little cone shape area you can see there. Crossfade has no cooldown, no mana cost, and it switches between his speed boost and his healing boost, and then Amp It Up boosts either one of those, whichever track he is playing currently. And then of course there's an indicator of which one you're using. Wall ride speed, he does not mount since he has his trait of wall riding, which gives him increased movement speed, and then also his passive increased movement speed. So he's pretty cool so far. The wall ride is automatic. I thought initially it was going to be you have to like click D or something when you get close to a wall, but it just automatically goes to it as long as you are close to a wall. You basically kind of have to click through the wall a little bit and then it just goes, and I think that's just incredible. I think this is really fun, and he's going to be a really fun hero to play once he hits live. I'll definitely be testing him out in some real matches. I don't have enough money currently to purchase him, so I'll just wait until he comes out, get him with some gold. And yeah, so let's move into talents here. He has some pretty cool talents, tons of situational talents, depending on who the enemy team is, who you're playing with, all that good stuff. So first here, his first talent tier at level 1 is going to be pretty awesome. It's focusing a lot on movement speed on his first talents here. So the first one he has, it increases the base movement speed to 20%. Now it's initially 15%, so it's a 5% flat out increase without Amp It Up, which is pretty strong. The next one, if you kill 5 heroes, it's going to change the Amp It Up speed boost to 60% from 45. So pretty good, but you have to kill 5 enemy heroes just to get that, and Amp It Up only lasts for 3 seconds. So it's not crazy strong, but it's really good in situationals to help out your team move out of possible heroics and stuff like that. Accelerando, I think, is going to be the go-to for a lot of people, just because let's just look at it. I mean, 40%, you gradually go to 40% over 4 seconds while you maintain the effect. So as long as you're wall riding and you can consistently keep that wall ride, just hop from wall to wall, you're going to get a 40% instead of your flat out 20% whenever he increases to it. So that's really strong for himself, but I think the We Move Together and Maximum Tempo are going to be good for group stuff. Slip is really cool as well. It's going to increase the movement to 70% for 1 second if you pass through or near an enemy hero. So that's really cool, but that's if you want to get close and personal with the enemy, and if they have a lot of like stuns and CCs, I don't think that's going to be the best choice. So Accelerando looks pretty good here. We're going to choose that. I'm actually going to set the level here to level 20, and we're just going to go through all the talents. Sweet. Okay, so like I said, Accelerando, and then at level 4 here, he has some pretty cool ones as well. All of them are very situational. So let's see. The first one here is gonna, if they're really close to you, it's gonna push those people away 50% further, which is huge. Like, that's very powerful. If the enemy team is full of melee, that's really strong. Off the wall is really cool as well. If you cast your Q, your sound wave, it's going to get a reduction of 3 seconds if you have the wall ride movement bonus. So that's really powerful. I mean, a reduction of 3 seconds. It's a 7-second cooldown, so you could have your Q up in 4 seconds consistently. All you have to do is just wall ride, hop off, hit it, and then hop back on a wall. That's really powerful. And it doesn't you don't have to be on the wall to hit them. It says off the wall, but you don't have to actually be wall riding currently, because the wall ride movement speed will last for a few seconds here, as you can see. So I'm off. I still have the movement speed in the bottom left, and I can use it. So that's really cool. The last one is going to be hit 20 enemy heroes with Sound Wave, and then it increases the arc by 50% and then the range by 20%. I think Chase the Base, in my opinion, is going to be the best. Just flat out pick, kind of like Accelerando here, but also all of these are situational. So if you really need to get those melee off of you, if you want to reduce cooldown so you can continue put damage on them, off the wall is pretty good as well. But I think Chase the Base, after hitting 20 heroes, that's really not that hard with it, especially if you can hit 2 every time, and it's only a 7-second cooldown. So I think Chase the Base is going to be pretty solid there. At level 7, let's see here, we got a if we have a total of 8 minutes of healing other people or giving people movement speed and stuff like that, then it increases the range of the crossfade by 25%. So you can see the ring here is pretty big, but 25% flat out increase after 8 minutes, and that stacks if you have multiple people. So if there's 4 total heroes, all around you consistently. That'll only take 2 minutes to do, but still, who's going to 5-man roam at level 7? I don't think many people. So that might not be the best pick, but 25% flat out increase in the range is huge. Now, loudspeaker is really awesome as well. It deals with the radius as well. And if you have 2 people, 2 allied heroes in your circle when you cast Amp It Up, it's going to increase that range by 50%. So it's bigger than Party Mix, but it's very situational. You have to have 2 guys with you for that to happen, but then it's a bigger radius. So that's pretty cool as well. And then Boombox, I think, is awesome. It's basically like a healing ward, but you can place a Boombox down, and it's whatever song you're currently listening to, and then whenever you hit Amp It Up, the Boombox amps it up as well. And it's only a 20-second cooldown to drop this Boombox and no mana cost, which I think is going to be very, very cool. Now, Party Mix, I think, is going to be strong. If you're going into like you think you're going to get late game, then this is actually going to be really strong against like a 5v5 comp. But I think Boombox is pretty fun. I'm going to choose it here to mess around with it in a minute. Going into Heroics, Sound Barrier, of course, from Overwatch. It's going to give a huge shield to everyone and then decay over 6 seconds. And the reverse amp seems awesome. So you're going to either deal dot damage to enemies, or you're going to slow the enemies and also give speed buff to your team. So I think that is just really fun. Both are obviously situational. Sound Barrier is going to be huge to dodge a ton of damage. If you can land these right, I think Sound Barrier is just going to be massive. Like, it's going to be so beneficial to have. Reverse amp, on the other hand, I think it's just going to be super fun to mess with people with. So I'll be choosing this since I'm in try mode, and we're going to go against maybe an Arthas or something and troll him. Okay, so at level 13 here, we have some pretty cool talents as well, and I think all of these have tons of potential. Like, every talent this guy has so far, just by looking at him, I haven't played him, but I've seen some gameplay, and I think all of these talents definitely have room and will be picked eventually, and I think they're all going to have pretty steady win rates and pick rates and all that stuff. So the first one here is after you switch your crossfade, after 1.5 seconds, it's going to give you a flat-out 219 point shield, and then once you switch, it gets rid of that, and after 1.5 seconds again, it's going to keep giving you a shield. So you can basically have a free 219 point shield at level 20 every 1.5 seconds, which is huge. So that's a little buffer right there, either an auto attack or just it's a little shield to help you out. Can't Stop, Won't Stop is really, really strong in my opinion. So if you have the wall ride movement speed bonus, it says that you are immune to slow and root effects. So basically, yeah, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. You're unstoppable. You're just going to keep going. Hardstyle is really cool as well. You can gain 25 armor if you have the wall ride movement speed bonus. So reduce damage by 25%. I think that's really strong as well. Back in the Mix has a lot of potential as well. So you can heal for 570 points of health upon entering a stun, silence, or time stop effect, but it can only happen every 10 seconds. So I think all of these are just huge and very beneficial. I'm going to do Can't Stop, Won't Stop here, just in case Arthas tries to slow me with his Frost Nova crap, whatever it's called. He didn't get played anymore. Alright, so moving into 16 talents, I think Heliotropics is really awesome. A 2.5 second blind, on top of Valera has a 2.5 second blind at 16 as well that she just came out. So there's so many more blinds coming into the game, which is really awesome because auto attack heroes have been very strong for a long time. So I think that'll be a good pick, especially if you do the quest we did, Chase the Base, at level 4, and you get that increased range. Boom, blind them. Or if you're going to do the pushback at level 4, or the reduced, if you do the off the wall, reduce the cooldown. So every 4 seconds at level 16, you can blind them for 2.5 seconds. So there's only 1.5 seconds of time that enemies, if you can consistently hit your Q on them, they're going to have 1.5 seconds of time to attack you and 2.5 seconds consistently of blind. And that's just ridiculous. Like, that's awesome, actually. Like, I really like that. Against like a melee heavy comp, like if there's an Artanis, boom, blind him every 4 seconds. That's crazy. So the next one, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but this one seems really awesome, and it's going to be good if you're running 2 or more tanks. I don't know why you would run more than 2 tanks, but if you have a lot of warriors on your team, 3% health whenever you amp it up each second is going to be very, very strong. But if you have a lot of squishy mages, bring it together is going to be the way to go, since you get 40% extra healing during your amp it up. So, but you have to have at least 2 heroes in there. So depending on how your team's playing, either one of these is going to be really strong for health boost. Up the frequency is pretty cool. It reduces the mana cost of your amp it up, and then also auto attacking, doing basic damage to enemy heroes will reduce the cooldown by 0.35 seconds, and he pumps out, I think, 3 or 4 sound little pumps every time, so each hit of those is going to do 0.35 seconds reduction. It is a 15-second cooldown, so if you can consistently hit auto attacks with him, of course this is going to be awesome, and then with the reduced mana cost you can pump it more, so that's really cool. I think for now I'm just going to do, we'll just do Heliotropics. Moving into the level 20 talents, I really think only 2 of these are going to be like super viable, but it depends. Again, if you chose Sound Barrier, this one is okay. It's kind of give and take. It reduces the cooldown to 30 seconds, which is really, really powerful, but then in your shield, instead of 6 seconds, it's going to decay over 4 seconds. So it's not going to last as long. So it's kind of give and take, like I said. Shorter cooldown, but shorter shield. So give and take. But non-stop remix is huge for reverse amp, right? So if you have 2 enemy heroes in your range, it increases the duration. Basically, it just pauses it. So as long as there's 2 enemy heroes and you choose this talent, then your reverse amp, they're either going to keep taking dot damage or they're going to keep getting super slowed, which is powerful, very powerful. Amp it up seems okay. It's not my favorite. Swapping crossfade tracks while Amp It Up is active will set Amp It Up back to its max duration. So with this, you can do like a good 6-7 seconds of the speed boost plus a healing boost, which is strong, but not my favorite. Once again, I think this last one is just massive, huge. So the initial cast of Amp It Up removes all stuns, slow, and roots from all allies, and then also removes slow and roots effects from Lucio. Now with this, it's basically a team-wide cleanse. That is, wow, powerful, right? And with previous talents with this, obviously we chose one where Can't Stop, Won't Stop. So he's immune while he has his wall ride speed bonus. He's immune to those slows and roots. So it doesn't really matter to him with this last talent if you chose this. And of course at level 13, if you chose Can't Stop, Won't Stop, it wouldn't really matter to you, but you can still team-wide cleanse, so you might be able to choose something else at 13, and then at 20 choose this for yourself. Possible. But then also with this, it's just incredibly powerful if you choose at 16 up the frequency, like I was talking about. So reduce the mana cost, and then your auto attacks are reducing the cooldown. So then at level 20, you're reducing the cooldown, so every time you cast Amp It Up, everyone around you is getting those stun, slow, and roots effects removed from them. So you can have almost a 10-second mass team cleanse. That's just ridiculous. So I think Nonstop Remix and this last one here are going to be the biggest picks at level 20. I'm going to choose Nonstop Remix just because I'm in try mode. I would have chose the other one if I was probably in a real game, just because it's so strong. So now that I have everything, I kind of want to test out this boombox just because, well, let's see how it goes here. So we put a boombox down and we're going to switch tracks. Okay, so whatever track I am on, it's on. And then if I amp it up, they both get it, and I can switch. Very cool. Alright, so you can have, it's basically a healing totem or moving totem, so help out your team in either way that's needed. So you could set it in one lane, and it is a 20-second cooldown, and it lasts for 20 seconds, so it's there the whole time. So you could put this in one lane, help out your team, heal them up, give them a speed boost, maybe in top lane, rotate to mid lane, and you're doing double support in 2 different lanes, which is really strong. So, and if someone calls out top lane that they need a speed boost or a healing boost, you amp it up, they're in the circle, they're good, and you maybe can even get up there in time to save them. So that's really cool. We're going to actually toggle on some ally hero here. I'm going to put Malphite on just like it typically is, and then I'm going to put Arthas for the enemy hero. And then we're going to toggle minions, and we're just going to mess around a little bit, mess with Arthas. I've seen that he can, at level 1, he can solo a boss just because he has so much movement speed. He can wall ride around and just destroy them. So I'm gonna pop Amp It Up here and see how this is, steal some dot damage to him, push him back, and just get up in there. This is hilarious. Like, he has so much movement speed, so much utility, healing. Let's see if we can get some wall ride bonus going. I like this guy a lot. I really do. I think the talents he has are really cool. I think his utility is really fun so far. This is fun. This is fun. I think this guy is super cool, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy this guy as well. He's just a lot of fun, and I really can't wait to play him. So once he gets to live, I think it'll be awesome to try him out and just kind of kind of see what comp he works best with. I had guessed that maybe he would beat out Brightwing, you know, be better than Brightwing, but Brightwing does have global. You know, she can hop around and have a ton of pressure map wide. But with this guy, I mean, he just has so much utility that you can't pass up. Like, the movement speed, the damage is not that good, but he's so annoying that he can just, look at this, huge wall ride speed, like, and you can't slow him because I have the wall ride speed. Like, I love these talents, I love this guy, and it's a lot of fun. And I think that this guy is definitely going to be in the meta right away. And like I was saying, all of his talents seem very plausible, very useful. So I'm going to end it there, guys. I don't have an actual gameplay, but I'll have one once he hits live. I'll play him a bunch and get some clips and all that good stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed the little breakdown here of his talents. I don't really see any bad talents necessarily. I think there's a lot of situationals depending on who's on your team, who's on the enemy team, and I think there's tons and tons of great picks on this guy. I think he is going to be very much so in the meta and in Hero League and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.